So today we're gonna start off by doing the neck. Okay, and obviously that includes like choker and necklaces. So it's gonna be very quick and simple in my opinion. Um, if it's too hard, I completely understand. I swear I had the eyebrows here too, right? Like the face and eyebrows. Unless this is the wrong one. Hold on. Oh my god. Imagine. Okay, so yeah, the neck. This is what we're doing. Also, if you guys hear noise in the background, Aurelius is making a video. So, if you guys see, this is the head, you know, the nose, and then mouth and all that good stuff that we did before. Okay? You guys see. Okay. Right now, we're just gonna do another layer. Move it to the very top so you guys can see. And I'm going to make a folder. Press the little one next to the this one. It's gonna be over here to the second one. Add folder. This is an IbisPaint if you guys remember. Rename it, and we're gonna name it neck. Neck. Okay. And then we're gonna have liner. So name it line art. And then we're gonna name it color. The next one. Oh shoot. We're gonna name it base color. Base color. And then we're gonna name it the shadow. The base shadow, I guess, or render, whatever you want to call it, but it's the shadow. Okay, so obviously you want to make sure you can actually see it, so we're just gonna remove the head real quick, go back to the top, get our liner, which is not too hard. Make sure you get the right, like, freaking, what's it call it? Boom. Get your pin and your everything. I hope everybody's doing good. I really appreciate everybody from the last video and the other videos and the other ones after that, before that. You guys know what I mean. You guys are really cool, and I really am glad that everyone actually likes the tutorials. I was kind of scared that nobody was gonna watch it, because I was like, yeah, they probably just need like the 2 basic steps, and they're like hating after that. There's no way. But you guys rock, like, actually. Okay, so the reason why we're doing it like a very thin neck way is because this is where the neck is, right? Make sure you have it at, you know, your point, whatever. I'm gonna do 1.2 because I want to make sure it's thin but not like completely thick. So this will basically be the neck, when the neck, you know, when the head turns and yada yada yada. And your idea when it comes to the neck, you want it to like kind of, you know, basically line up with everything. So we're gonna do it like that. I'm gonna sketch it a little bit because I want to like make sure it's perfect in a way. Like thin line, because your main attraction is your face. You don't want it to like be too rough or like too dark and like detail, but you want the opacity to still be there. Also, make sure when you're literally having the neck, you want it to be completely straight all the way. I advise you to literally just like have it all the way up here. Why? Because when you have your character turn her head or whatever, you don't want it to make it look, I don't know, like messed up in a way. You want it to be detailed, perfect, you know? The more details, basically the better, like, in a way, but like not completely terrible. Because the VTuber model, everything is broken down into layers, and yada yada yada. Of course, we know that part, but we want to make sure things are a-okay. So you just kind of go and fix what you need. And yes, you can like have a flat one too, like kind of like here. But I like to kind of do a circle to like signify, hey, this is this whole area. Okay. Plus when it looks up and left and right, it looks a little more like signified in a way. You don't want it to have like random lumps or anything like that. So that's why I'm also erasing to keep that solitude. And also when you're looking down, you want it to look a certain way. Okay. I know right now it looks funny because everything is not like fully layered. But this is what you're gonna do. We're gonna cut it off like right here. Because right here is like when you have the neck or whatever. But we're just gonna cut it off like right here because the shoulder kind of gets in. And then you're gonna have your base color. So this is your base color. And you know what to do. Use the nice, amazing special tool just to teach you guys one more again. Go click the tool, click lasso fill, and you just use it. It's very easy and simple for my like taste, especially when coloring in. It gets your job done. And it's pretty simple, in my opinion. I know it looks silly for right now, but it's very necessary for your VTuber. And then, boom. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the shadow. This is the most important part. You want to grab the darkest color you have and make sure it's like bold. Not like the very darkest color, but like the darkest color for your shading specifically. So we're just gonna go like boom. Like that. Hopefully YouTube doesn't demonetize me. It's nothing weird. Good lord. It's just coloring, guys. Okay. And you wanna like make sure it's not too angled, but you want it to be like good enough. So we're gonna kind of like around here, we're just gonna blur a little, just a little, to kind of give that shade look, just a little bit. So then, once you put it all together, go under the head, boom, it kind of looks like that. Now, if you want to use, let's say the color used for this, for the neck, I mean, you can, it works perfectly fine. Just clip it on, hide the head so I can show you guys. And you just kind of paste it or whatever, or you can use your lasso tool, oops, or you can use your lasso tool and kind of do something like that. It really gives off the same thing. Now I'm gonna do the head, show you guys. Go here to double check. I'm gonna hide the head shade, and that's how it looks. So if you want, you can also make the shadow a little more like down at the bottom, or if you need to improve it, you can literally do whatever. I think this is perfect for just the base of the VTuber, because you know when the head moves or whatever or turns, it literally has that like neck shadow, because everybody has a natural neck shadow. And yeah, this is pretty much how it looks. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. You can also clip, I don't know if this will work, but actually I think it's supposed to be the other way around. I think you can clip it. No, that's gonna be when we obviously, you know, have it there, but this is what it's gonna look. So you guys know that's the neck. And then for like a choker or anything like that, or any necklaces, you go above that line art and then you name it, let's say choker, because it's cute, simple. We're gonna name it liner for it. I'm gonna put line, and then we're gonna put the color. And pretty much you do the same thing. Grab your brush that you need, all that good stuff. For me, I'm gonna have to zoom in because I can not draw that far. I'm trying to get everything up close so I know if I'm missing any detail, it's actually like visibly like, you know, whatever. And then I'm just gonna go here and boom. And since the shoulders are literally gonna be a little more, you know, whatever, but this is more like a little color or whatever, so you just kind of do what you need to do. And if you want to like color the line art, you can. All you have to do is alpha lock it, select a color, like for instance, let's say you want it blue, and then you just, boom, get like that. But for me, I'm just gonna keep it the original like color since it's just whatever. And then we're going to show pick color, and we're just gonna select a color. So let's say we're gonna make it like a dark blue, and then we're going to do that. And mind you, this is just a simple model. I'm showing you guys the basics. Obviously, you know, if you want to render it and everything, make another layer for that and render it. But for now, I'm just giving you guys the basics. If you need any like tutorial on how to like render certain things, you can also go on Pinterest, if you guys remember from before, in the beginning of the series, I guess, and just look up as much as you need. So I'm just gonna slightly render it, nothing too harsh, nothing crazy, so you guys get the idea. Certified yapper. Okay. See, there we go. And that's pretty much it. And you do the same thing to the necklace, pretty much. But for now, I think it's pretty cute that we just have just the choker. But I'm gonna do the necklace just in case you guys need help with that. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna name it necklace and then line. Remember to spell everything correctly if it's for a client. And then necklace color. Or if anybody has any questions, make sure you also answer them when it comes to a client, because some people, you know, they need more in-depth. Okay, and all you gotta do is make sure that symmetrical tool is on. And just, you know, make the band however thick you need it, or as thin as you need. Also, if you need the gem separate from the locket or the band itself, you can do it like this, how I'm doing it. I'm just gonna make it like a blue, nothing crazy. I'm gonna use the opacity all the way to the top, obviously, because we don't want it to look interestingly difficult. And boom. So we got it here. And then we go to above it, and I'm just gonna name it heart line. And then I'm gonna name it heart color. It's something everybody can like really think of. It's pretty easy. Everyone, you know, gets the neck as like the easiest one. I think everybody kind of has their struggles somewhere. So if you guys think it's like difficult or whatever, it's okay. Trust me, everybody has their struggles. Don't think too much about it. Just gonna do it like that, using a different brush to kind of get that locket look. I'm just gonna go here, make it a little wider. And then I'm gonna do like a key shape, like a circle. Like that, something like that. To give like a locket look. And then I'm gonna do like the corners, like that. and boom. And then you get a heart color and you just color it however color you need. I'm gonna do like a goldish color. So everything kind of like fits with it. I'm gonna do that. And then shade it however you need. You can do a different layer for it, but I'm just doing the same since it's just something simple. Nothing too crazy. Go a little darker to go on the inside, maybe around here, the corners. And boom! And now you have like a little locket or whatever. Obviously, if you want the band to be smaller, you can make it smaller, but if you want it thicker, you can make it thicker. There is a lot of birds outside. What the heck? Shaggy. There's a lot of birds outside. Where are they going? To a party? Anywho. Pretty much. That's how you guys do the neck. Very, very, very short video. Wasn't like too detailed, but that's how you guys do the neck. Let me guys show you one thing with the head as well. I mean with the head, not the head. The neck is very important for the base color. I would advise bringing it from, let me hide the choker and stuff. Okay, there we go. Bring it from there to like here-ish. And then like making the liner, clip it. And then making the liner like as close to the color, but it's not the color. Specifically like there. To give that like, oh, it's, you know, it's just the neck. And if you want, like for the face as well, you can do the exact same thing for specifically like the head and make it look like a no liner type of situation or whatever. I personally like doing it that way, depending on the art style, you know, that you have. Like look, for here, you can do it like that, or you can keep it like this to give the head more dimension, or you can do more of a, like a reddish color and make it more clean. You know, just something. Like for instance, up here, let's say it's a little darker, right? Let's just match it the same way up here. And then you can kind of like use the blur tool to kind of like blur it together or whatever. Or you can use your handy dandy color matchers, whatever you want to call it. And then let's say you want to add like a peak around, you know, here. And then it gets a little lighter and then, you know, go from there. Or you can use this, you know, your blush color. It doesn't really matter as long as you think it looks good when you're having like a bald feature. You don't want it to make it look too crazy, but you do want it to give some like depth though. Like we love like that depth look. And obviously when I'm making my VTuber, I'm gonna make it look like something like this. But yeah, this is also to help you guys with like the hands or like the thighs or whatever, so it doesn't look like it's just fully drawn on. Also, you can make your thing right here like to 3.0, like literally 0.3 or something to give that look. With the mouth, I would advise like if you're doing the mouth, let's say you go here, the top line and then the bottom line. Let's say you lock it and then you make the color like a red or anything like that. I would advise it to keep it like a brown if you are going for like a colored mouth, because something like a brown. But yeah, this is just to improve your skills for the arts. Also with like the eyes, you can do the same thing. It doesn't have to be literally what I do or whatever. The eyebrows, all of that. See? The eyebrows, all of that. But since we got everything together, we're just gonna turn on everything. And boom. And that's pretty much what it looks like. Make sure you have your opacity, yeah, that on. And then you go to your base color, and I'm just gonna blur it so it can blend in when we kind of get to this part, when the not the neck, but the chest, because everybody literally have to, you know, render somehow or rig somehow. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It was not too long of a video. In my opinion, it probably is longer, but you know, whatever. That's the neck, and hopefully you guys are ready for part 6. This is part 5, I believe now. So yeah, thank you guys for coming to my channel and all that good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, and follow. Bye.